Let me just set everything up here, guys. The whole none of you that are on. Okay, let me just see if I can remember exactly where this is at live. Damn it. I forgot how to do the thing. Well. Well. Okay. Almost ready. You know, I really should have planned this out a little bit more. I really should have. But that makes sense, and we can't have that. Yeah, just call it a pregame. Just need to change a few details. Okay. Why is it using my old image? Damn it. That is genuinely a curious thing. Like, it's using my old image, but, like, you can't really see it, but yeah. Because I got the two monitors. I got the one over here, which is the stuff we're going to be talking about. I got the one over here, which is what we're actually going to be looking at here. All right, memes and Reddit dating coaching. And 517. Okay. What I don't know is if it's going to say anything over here on the other side. So, I really should have shaved. Like, this freaking mustache is looking like a big box of dew. Okay. Okay. Let me just send this to a couple of my friends. I'm live. I'm live. I am live. All right, let's get started here. Non-aesthetic things. I really don't like beards. Lamau, then why did you swipe on me then? Well, you can always shave it. Lamau, I won't though, the beard stays. You won't shave for me? No, I won't. Why not? I don't like guys with beards. Oh, sucks to Well, it sucks to suck then. I'm not shaving for you. Well, I guess you'll have to miss out on me tomorrow night then. Winky face, winky face. Those who would shave the beard for pussy deserve neither the beard or the pussy. Ben Franklin, probably. Look at this fucking king right here in this shit. I mean, like, he's standing on his square. The beard stays. Now, in terms of, like, how do beards look on people? Like, is this something that's going to actually, help you get laid? It attracts a certain type of woman. Some women like them, some don't. And it also depends on how the beard actually looks on you. Like, me with a beard, I look like trash. I need to shave. But this guy, I don't know. Ben Franklin probably took me out. Social media has, for some reason, women believing that men don't have options too. Yeah, I think social media has gassed up women a lot. Alright. Beards are the way for this lady. Love them. On men, of course. Glow. Love the quote. Yeah, men shouldn't shave their beard for booty. I can't think of a single time any guy who's actually just straight up shaved, like, a mountain man beard to get laid. Alright. This is why I've got the headset on right here.
Conquistador? That's your gamer tag? Conquistador?
Oh my god!
I want a divorce.
Is she serious? Maybe if he did something to piss her off, that might become... Ah, damn it. That might become an actual problem, but nah, I have my doubts. Okay, I'm gonna check my private messages real quick. On the other... Okay... Let me see here. So yeah, I'm pulling up Twitter on this other tab here. All right. Back over to this. Now, we've all seen this video, I think. But
I am willing to give up my Second Amendment right.
Does this look like the kind of guy who knows how to shoot a rifle? He looks like the kind of guy who's going to talk about getting PTSD from shooting a rifle.
If it means that it starts saving lives.
It's going to do the opposite.
I said what I said.
Is that a fucking rat tail on the back? Nah, he's probably got like the professor ponytail bullshit thing going on. I was like, the amount of soy in this video is just, oh my god. I'm a MAGA Republican, the only oh no. Yeah. The unfortunate problem about being a Trump supporter is that the Nazis love him. I'm not a Nazi, and I don't like being associated with those guys because of who I may or may not have voted for. It's like, if I voted Democrat, I wouldn't like being associated with the worst of the Democratic Party. Communists and socialists. And worst of all, the frickin' furries. Like, on some real shit, there's a guy named Rates Your Racism who hopped into a space I was in. And he gave me a 9 out of 10 for me speaking about my hatred of furries and Canadians. Like, the only reason why it was a 9 out of 10 was because I didn't actually bring race up, but just the hatred was so palpable. It was guns in the hands of U.S. civilians that prevented the kinds of things like concentration camps for unjabbed from happening here like they did in the disarmed Australia. Yeah, we all remember that. Except half the people that were in the camps there, they seem to enjoy it. Fools like this are what Edward Dutton, I have no idea who that is, calls spiteful mutants, people with genetic screw-ups, causing mental problems that would have cost them their lives rougher, less forgiving times. You have to be mental to trust a government that has regularly harmed and killed its own people. Does anybody remember, like, way back in the day when the government tested putting syphilis in the water or something like that? Or, I can't remember exactly how it happened, but, like, they gave a bunch of black folk syphilis. The U.S. government. I need to do a video on that at some point. First steps giving up rights. What next? Yeah. But that's how I am about guns. When it comes to me and firearms, I am more right-wing than any right-winger I know. Now this one's just for fun.
I'm Japanese. When I'm traveling outside of Japan, overseas, abroad, people often come up to me and says, "Ni hao." And I used to say, "Excuse me, I'm Japanese. I'm from Japan." But it gets too much, and so I stopped doing that. Instead, I started answering them back like, "Bonjour, hola, ¿cómo estás?" And they are like, "What? I'm not even French and I don't even speak Spanish. You weirdo, you rude, weirdo, rude. Hey, ちょっと待って、ちょっと待って、ちょっと待って。Seriously? Really? ちょ待って。
What'd she say?
I'm Japanese. When I'm traveling outside of Japan over...
I'm sorry, I don't like... What did she say? And then everyone clapped. Nah, I think this guy missed the whole point of the video. Of all the thirst media on here, this may be the thirstiest. Yeah, I mean... Normally I try to avoid Asians. The last thing I need is my mother, you know, knowing how to speak to them in their native tongue. Because if you don't know, I'm Asian. But my mom has a gift with language. She knows several different languages. And I'm not going to go through that because, you know, don't want to risk doxing. But I love when women complain. Yeah, in this case, I can see why. Pretty weak OnlyFans ad. Wait, is that the dude from the Brotherhood? Or Blood Tribe, or whatever the hell it's called? The one racist guy who got, like, cucked by his wife? Now, to continue on here before I talk about this video, Rolo, I do not agree with a lot of what this guy has to say. I spew a lot of hatred towards Rolo. Yeah, I need to follow him, because, you know, eventually he's going to lead me to some good content like he did here. I have a great disgust for Rolo Tomasi, but the person who I believe can explain it better than me is Anthony Dream Johnson of 21 Studios. Now, I have disagreements with Anthony, but unlike Anthony, Rolo, I just don't trust a thing he says. Everything that comes out of his mouth, I feel like he's doing for money. I feel like it's all with the intent of gaining more pay pigs. He's basically Diet Andrew Tate that doesn't get laid, in my opinion. But every once in a while he pulls shit out like this, and this is where I gotta give him credit.
Home I built with my family. This is what I thought the American dream was. 6.5 acres, nothing but mature oaks everywhere. My kid's sandbox, the swing I built for my daughter, a perfect barn. Hey, my blueberries. You know, that makes me happier than anything in that house. Get this whole chicken coop out of scrap. Painted all the brick white, put in black windows. Obscene amount of can lights. But I designed it to need no lights. Put in an island, stained cabinets. I remember adding this wet bar. Big table, ambrosia hickory floating shells. This was Lily's room. Was that okay to leave? Built the perfect bedroom for my wife. Combined 2 rooms into one. Tray ceiling. Closet to die for. Most luxurious shower on planet Earth. I put every piece of backboard and tile in this myself. Ripped it on quartz and polished it. Trimmed out this window. Kind of funny. The living area in my van is smaller than my old shower. Natural wood. This is where I watched football and fight. The hell of a man cave. This was the baby room. Lily Kate Fells, Lily Kate Fells, Lily Kate Fells. Mikey Pierman Fells. Son of Lord in this house. 2,200 square feet of perfection. And this is what I thought would make me happy. The wife told me she wanted a divorce, and the American dream was shattered, man. I'm gonna sell this place to plant some different seeds somewhere else. See if I can find a dream somewhere that makes me happy.
Go somewhere else, my guy. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that actually makes me emotional right there. Because, I mean, here we have a guy who worked hard, built up a life, lived the American dream, and yet it all shattered. Now, we could sit here and talk about why this happened. I don't know why she left. Like, there's a bit of the story that we are just not hearing here. And it's just...
This is it, the home I built with my family.
You can feel the pain in his voice. You can feel it. And of course, the response behind every successful man is pain, sacrifice. Not a cheerleader, not a muse, not a woman baking cookies. He builds alone, and if he's lucky, maybe she joins him at the top, not the climb. Now, we could, unpack that. I'm of the belief that women are complementary. You do not want to be overly reliant upon one. But, yeah, I mean, guy got screwed. I want to know the whole story here. I want to know this man's story. Because there's more to it, and... it could just be that somebody slid into her DMs and while he was out working all the damn time. Because, I mean, like, in order to make the money to do this, you gotta put in a lot of hard work. Like, I don't feel like the guy takes much time to relax. And I know he could build this shit back up. I mean, he did it once, he can do it again. That's a really nice not kitchen, shower. Like, I am actually peanut butter and jealous of that shower. But, like, there's more to this story, but it's still painful that this happened, because a lot of guys don't understand exactly why they get left in the first place. Okay, if women are simply allowed to destroy families and lives and get rewarded for it, then you wouldn't base your entire civilization on myths around marriage. Stop telling man lies about what fulfillment is. And yeah, I agree with this comment right here. I agree with it. We get lied to on a daily basis about what you are to expect as a man in this day and age. And what the guy that here was talking about is like, she wants a divorce. Like, she's probably going to get half the crap he owns. He's probably going to get half the crap he fucking owns, all the stuff he worked hard on, and I have no idea what she worked on. But I've got another friend. Guy's lived up as a carny his entire life. Guy doesn't make more than like $40,000, $50,000 a year, depending upon what's going on. He does other side gigs to make money. His wife makes like $350,000 a year as a psychologist. Like, this is literally the girl who, if I was to tell the whole line that I give, And it's like, do you want to know why yellow makes me sad or why Pez dispensers trigger my PTSD? She'd be able to figure out which one of those two is a lie, and she'd be able to figure out exactly why I chose that other one as a lie, and then probably figure out precisely why Pez dispensers trigger my PTSD. Oh, fuck, I was going to keep that a secret, but you know what? There you go. She makes a stupid amount of money and has a lot of status. Like, she's got a couple books. I'm not going to say the names because I don't want to dox these guys. And she's well regarded within the psychologist community. Yet, her and her excess money, she picked my carny friend. Why is that? It's about what he makes her feel. Because she could replace him anytime. Because, like, she's had guys in her fucking community wanting her, yet she's with him. Everyone else is just fucking boring to her, I guess. There's a lot going on there. Tell my buddy my thing is live. Okay, let's go on. Now I gotta get this fucking Rolo shit off my fucking thing. Hold on, you know what? Let's see. The Rational Male. Where a guy just sits there and bitches about hypergamy because goddamn, he has no other real arguments. No, he's right about this. Like, I have a lot of agreements with him, but like the thing is that everything he says, he does it with the idea, and this is of my opinion, that he's going to make money off of you. He does it with that. He wants you to be a loyal pay pig. And look at all these fucking books he's wrote. The Rational Male. Player's Handbook. You don't get fucking laid. Preventative Medicine. Actually, I don't know what this one is. Male Positive Masculinity. I doubt. Religion. That's a new one. Ugh. I've got a copy that I need to just like absolutely destroyed in a book review on my shelf over here. But every once in a while, he does post something good, like what I just showed you. You see, he's just sitting here promoting the fuck out of his book constantly. And they're just doing it wrong. You know what? What the fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna stop before Cancer. We was Aryan gods! This is what most of the woke right actually looks like. This and Pakistani Qatari bots. I want to know where all these bot comments come from. Like, what makes you so sure that they're bots and not just actual fucking morons? We was Aryan gods. Oh my god. What in the wee wasry is this? And on the side here. Hold on. You're a 6-year-old boy on Omegle and you've just been asked if your parents are asleep. That's just as bad. Oh, and here's the first response. I have Jewish ancestry, so I do tend to get annoyed when people push anti-Jew propaganda around me. Some of my ancestors were persecuted by the Soviets. I don't like Nazis or communists. Yeah. Ironic is that the Bolsheviks, the ones who like led the charge for communism over in the Soviet Union, they were mostly Jewish-led. So there's a little bit of history for you. But it's like, oh my god, this guy is grasping at fucking straws here. Like, I get annoyed at it because you can't honestly think that all the Jews are working in tandem together to get this sort of, you know, the whole evil Jews conspiracy thing, that they're all actually reptile people. There's so many layers to these freaking ridiculous conspiracies. Gun controllers and white supremacists have this in common. They want the blacks disarmed. If I remember correctly, your smart-ass Carl is actually a black guy. I just realized I've never seen a black guy in any of the gun stores I've gone to. Except for one guy who was a delivery dude who was, you know, stocking shelves. Does that actually count? Like, I've never seen a black guy buying a gun. Maybe I need to go to the city gun stores more. It's like, I live in an area where the black population, like, there's like a total of 30 black guys in my town right here. And in the next town over, there's like 1,000 out of like 15,000 people. But I agree with this 100%. That's a lot of CZs. Of course, every once in a while, you get this.
All right, open your eyes.
What is this?
Turn around.
Babe, this isn't a Cadillac.
The disgust on her face. No,
It's
let's go
a
back.
Jeep Wagoneer. It's just. Turn around.
Babe, this isn't a Cadillac.
I'm sorry. Why are you making this face, ma'am? Why are you disgusted at your husband's gift to you?
It's a Jeep Wagoneer. It's just as nice as a Cadillac.
You bought this.
I'd have to
I bought it
disagree
for
because
you.
it's simply
Are you
a
messing
Jeep.
with me right now?
No, you said
This.
I bought it for you.
Are you messing with me right now?
That look on her face. Like, I'm surprised that no one's memed her. They just sit here and just, was sad for the guy. Like the first time I saw this video, it was actually played to the same sad music as the last video that we showed.
No, you said this. You wanted an SUV for the family.
I
This is.
said I wanted a Cadillac. This is not a Cadillac.
Why do you want a Cadillac? Oh no, the red hair. The red purple
Why
hair.
would you spend money on... How much was this thing?
It was.
A lot of money.
Listen to that.
This thing.
It was.
That man's about to fucking cry. Look what this bitch is doing.
A lot of money. When you should have got a Cadillac.
This is very similar. I looked up stuff that's similar to the Cadillac. This is very.
Why would you try to surprise me with something similar when I asked you for a Cadillac?
What do
You
do
could
to
sit in it and
deserve
look in
a
it, and you'll
Cadillac?
see.
I'm about to.
You'll see it's very similar.
Can you return it?
I don't think it works like that.
This reminds me of when I had to
posting this
explain to my
because-
ex how taxes work.
This is it's paid for. Like it's.
I mean, it's pretty, but it's not a Cadillac.
It's pretty, but it's not a Cadillac. Do you even know what makes a Cadillac special? Do you even know why you want a Cadillac in the first place? She probably wants a Cadillac because she wants the status associated with Cadillac.
I just wanted a Cadillac. That's what I asked for. And you said we couldn't get it.
And you got a Jeep instead. You know what? Hold on. I got an idea. Let me just look up prices here. I don't know what year that is, but Jeep Wagoneer. Let's just go with 2024. MSRP $62,000. See that? No, you probably don't. Because my dumbass has my screen over here on the side. So. From $62,000. You know what? Well, let's... Okay. Cadillac Escalade. $81,000. Yep. I'm looking at the other prices here, like luxury, premium luxury, sport. Why did I go with a 2024? Because, it looks new and I know that video's older. You know what? Let's just go on Cadillac real quick. Luxury vehicles. Now, my family used to own a Cadillac. Specifically for my mom. Thing did drive smooth, but oh my god, look at the prices here. 130? Holy crap. The Lyric. It's like $50,000, $70,000. Like the cheapest one I'm seeing right now is $40,000. SUVs, sedans. How many is there's no coupes? Oh, wait, there's this one right here. That's $30,000. But you know what? It's not a family wagon. Like that's the kind of car you give your driver. If you're like, well, chances are if you can afford a driver, you can afford more than just a Cadillac. Anyways, like what the fuck does this bitch do to deserve a fucking Cadillac? Fuck her. Now this one. This face is memeable. But in the New Zealand Parliament I think it's like at least a year back, there was this video that went viral because of just how crazy the bitch's eyes looked. Which was actually part of the point. You had a bunch of guys who, Maori, who were not so happy about certain things that were going on. I can't tell you the particulars. She is part Maori. So she's not a white girl, trying to, just show solidarity. She's actually part Maori. I think she basically proved it with, like, how fucking crazy she looks in this video. Like, she's doing a damn good job. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to question her on anything Maori because, like, she's doing a great performance. Like, part of me actually wants to say she's doing it better than most Maori. Okay, so, now for some positivity. Me doing my shitty conductor work here. But I mean, look at this. Set to been built with no nails. Look at how gorgeous that is. Entirely out of wood. In Norway. And I don't think the weather makes it... I don't think the weather makes that long lasting, so I'm wondering if they use tar to, that's why it's black, because all the fucking tar or something like that they put on there to, like, keep it alive. But it's like, how'd they build this without nails? Joinery. I've got a carpenter friend who's really big on Japanese joinery at the moment. I gotta send him a book on that. Like, next payday, I'm gonna send him a book. Good man. Looks like an ancient pagan temple. Very cool. What? Okay, I've now got questions here. Like what is with... this, like, I've got carpentry questions here. Like, why do you need it out like that? I mean, I feel like you could do better here. If that's ancient pagan, then why do you have Jesus up here? I'm not a carpenter, so, I'm just making myself look a fool right now. But, I mean, yeah, it's beautiful. Look at this. Remember when we used to build things? Remember when we used to build things with the intent of making things pretty and, awesome? So it's like, holy shit, look at how just gorgeous this is. And, I'm scrolling the comments down here. Really hope nobody posts anything right. I know what movie. That's from Midsummer, I think. They start posting movies about going to Europe and finding cults. We also have Such in Poland, Capres. I've seen that. I love that. There's also a replica in Moorhead, Minnesota. Yeah, I gotta go see that. I'm thoroughly convinced there's this weird thing where there's a lot of black people who are just trolling the fuck out of white people who are proud of white culture. There's really no such thing as white culture. You have a bunch of different cultures that share a few similarities. And yeah, they are predominantly white, but I mean, there's no such thing as like one set white culture. And you have a bunch of black people who I'm thoroughly convinced are just trolling the fuck out of them by trying to say that they did it. But then you attract the ones who actually do think that they did it. Oh, come on. Surely there's more. Kind of figures there'd be more people posting things. 57-foot Vesic Lantern Sri Lanka looks like AI. And it's not. Now, like, this straight up looks like something you'd see on fucking Ghost in the Shell. Like, I straight up look at this and I hear the song from the opening of Ghost in the Shell. The movie. Women being awful on X. I was pregnant with my first daughter. I had the wrong guy at the baby shower. Oops, shit. Oh, damn. Can someone edit the white man out and put the real baby daddy in there? Thanks. There's a lot we're not hearing about the story, but I totally understand the, what's the words I'm looking for here? Fuck. Really hope nobody saw those. What's the words I'm looking for here? I really hope nobody... I'm distracted because I had my thing up. I really hope that this was just a case of maybe something happened there that wasn't just her being a cheating hoe. Maybe the guy was boring. Who knows? Now, this isn't me saying that what she did is right. It was entirely wrong. But, I mean, you look at this guy. Either she's short and he's just massive, or this guy is just... Yeah. You know, I'm going to shut the fuck up now. Because I got another one for you.
Old friend, and she was telling me that she got divorced, and I was so surprised because her and her husband were such a cute couple and they had been together for 11 years. So I asked her, like, what happened? I figured something bad happened. She's like, honestly, I was just bored. Like, my husband, all he did was work. I was a stay-at-home mom. We had 3 kids, and I just got lonely and bored. And she had other friends that had, you know, boyfriends, or, like, they had just got married, and they were always going out, always going on vacation, always partying, like, going to the club, going to the bar, hanging out with friends, and they did none of that. And when she would bring it up to her husband would always tell her, like, I gotta work. Like, you know, they had a big house, they had nice things, like, he was just trying to work. So they ended up getting divorced, and now, you know, she's single, she lives alone, she's working, and she's dating. So then I told her, oh, well, that must be exciting, like dating and stuff. And she's like, no, I can hate it. And I was like, why? And she's like, because all they want to do is just have fun. They just want to go to the club, they just want to go to the bar, they just want to hang out, have a good time, and then that's it. She said, no one wants to help me out. Like, I'm trying.
Yeah. You don't get to have your cake and eat it too.
Trying to find someone that's gonna help take care of my kids. She's like,
I've seen this woman before, but she looks really fucking evil. That could just be a thing with her face, but you know.
I just want someone to be a provider, not just a good time. So I was all like, well, wasn't that what your husband was doing? And she's like, I know. And I guess now her ex-husband is dating someone, like, seriously. They have been divorced for a total of 3 years, and he has been dating this girl for 2 years. She has 2 kids, and they're already living together.
You know, the thing I hate about these conversations is that all these, If you leave your husband, you don't get the right to act surprised if he's with somebody else. Like, fucking... My last ex got mad whenever I was hanging out with a chick friend that didn't like her. And she got even more mad when she found out that I wasn't going to tell her who it was. She just didn't want me hanging out with other girls. And then, like, whenever I started hanging out with other girls, besides that one, even the ones that she knew I was hanging out with, she just kept getting fucking mad about it. It's like, bitch, you left. Why are you angry? Why are you upset?
She says that he's fully taking care of her. Like, the girl doesn't work. She's a stay-at-home mom. They haven't had any new kids, but they're planning on having kids. And she's pissed because she's like, how can he move on so fast? Like, you know, I can't even find nobody. And he just found someone so quick. And he didn't even want to give us another try.
Why?
Like, blah, blah, blah.
Why would you deserve that?
And I was so confused because I was like, okay, so you divorced him because he was always working and you were bored. So now you are single, going out, having a good time, dating, but you don't like that. Now you want someone to take care of you, a provider. And your ex-husband, all he wanted to do was be a provider. That's why now he is dating someone who he has no problem providing for her and her kids. And she's pissed because she's like, why would he go and find someone?
I'm sorry, but this girl really disturbs me, just the way she's looking at the camera. Like, something about the perfect teeth make it even worse. Amazing teeth, by the way, ma'am.
Someone who has kids, like, he already has kids. Why would he want to take on that responsibility? And I'm like, wait, aren't you looking for someone to take on that?
This is a prime example
Okay, she looks less crazy now.
of a woman making the mistake of leaving a man based on the 90-10 theory. If you guys don't know what the 90-10 theory is, it's where a man can have 90% of what a woman wants in a man, but she becomes so focused on the 10% that that man doesn't have that she breaks it off. She lets him go even though he has 90% of what she wants. And look, when a woman does this, she is fully convinced that she can find a man with 100% of what she wants. And then she goes out into the dating pool and she tries to find a man with that 10%. She thinks initially that this is all that she really wants, and that is what she's focused on. Until she starts cycling through these men, and what she finds is that they don't have all the 90% that her ex did. She finds out the hard way that men don't actually all have that 90% that her husband had.
Wow, it's almost as though we're all individuals and that we all have different things about us. That you're never gonna find your fucking dream guy, because guess what? He's a dream. They call it a dream for a reason. Wake the fuck up.
That's why she didn't appreciate it to begin with, because she thought that every man, or at least many men, had the same qualities as her husband, but you know, the 10% was lacking, and that's what she needed to find. Well, over time, she realizes that she made a mistake, that she should have appreciated that 90%. And as far as the 10% that was lacking, maybe she could have either, one, accepted it because she knew that the 90% made up for it, or two, she could have agreed with her husband to work on it. But with that, she needs to be open to taking some accountability for herself and her own actions, and potentially looking at changing some things that she does. This is such an important message for women to hear, because you cannot go back on it, because what this man did is that he realized that he was missing out, right? That she may have only had 50% of what he wanted. And then what happened when she released him? He found somebody else. And I bet you anything that that woman, that next woman, appreciates everything about that man. But what really kind of stinks about his new relationship is that you can tell by how this friend is talking that his ex-wife is jealous. She is questioning why he ended up going for a woman that has kids, and he is supporting her, and she is a stay-at-home mom, essentially. Newsflash, you had that and you let it go. But if she doesn't take accountability for that, she doesn't realize that it was her loss, that she made the mistake, that is final, there's no going back. She is probably going to dislike that other woman that's going to be around her children for no reason other than she is getting to reap the benefits of being with that good man. So that is why this is a cautionary tale to all women.
love that. I love that. I love seeing people, you know, actually get just absolutely fucked when they're being stupid. Alright, let's start off with this. People are way too judgmental in general. Why is this the automatic response to many verbally attack or isolate or abandon someone based on a different opinion, worldview other than themselves? It's tribalism. The world in general needs to chill the F out. It's exhausting. You know, I agree with you, Guy. The world needs to chill the fuck out. But it's not going to. And that is the honest-to-God truth. It's not going to change because people are going to do as people do. So you need to figure out how you're going to move throughout that world and just how you're going to walk around through it, how you're going to navigate the world at large. Because the people, they're not going to change because you have an opinion. And that's the thing. A lot of people just don't understand that. Anyways, I'm going to pull off this because now that I am on Reddit, I don't need the headset. And I don't want to be one of those dudes with a weird headset cranium deformity that you're seeing so many guys with nowadays. No cap, you are not alone, brother. The internet has forced us all into this jugular world in as few words as possible. But if you pay close attention, you'll see the average person is still pretty decent if you give them a chance. Yep, well said. Okay, let me go laugh at men's lib. So a few years back, I actually got banned from men's lib because I made fun of them for having a stupid opinion on certain things. I came at them with facts and I just got banned. So, you know, me having this alt account, if I comment on any of these things, I get banned again and this entire account gets locked. Recognize but back then, you see, there was actual discussions and now it's just links to articles. The prison movie about masculinity broke me down. Yeah, nothing interesting here. Back to male mental health. You know what? I'm going to go get me a drink real quick. I'll be back. Okay. So my dumbass straight up forgot that I had drinks up here. So, kudos to me for being a waterhead. But I also need to reload on cigarettes. Because apparently you are allowed to smoke cigarettes on stream for YouTube. Oh. The first one I see. Hi there, I'm a 19-year-old male who's been with my girlfriend for 3 years. It started off good, but became a lot worse. As it was my first relationship and didn't know how bad it was until my dad told me it sounded like it was the start of a domestic violence situation. Been there. Done that. She isolated me from my friends. Yup. Runs out of the house in the middle of the night. Probably to cheat. Has hit me. Verbally abuses me. And accuses me of cheating every single time I go out without her. You're talking about her running out of the house in the middle of the night? Yeah, she's probably cheating on you. This gaslighting right here, usually that means they are cheating. I must also say I do live with her. Well, you might want to go back to your parents, bro. Oh. Don't want the cat walking in. You can call your mom any longer than 30 minutes, and I'm locking you out of the house, and you can sleep in the streets tonight. What the fuck? Tries to isolate me from my family, saying things like, you can call your mom. I'm worried, as she's falsely accused me of sexual assault. Wow. It all checks out. Cheating and being an abuser myself. Yeah, you need to start recording this. This is not legal advice. This is simply what I would do. You need to start recording this, because, like, I had this happen with an ex of mine. Like, she started doing all of what you've just said, except she lived with me in my place. And my response was to pull out the phone, start recording her while she was beating herself. And, yeah. Threatened to send that to her family if she didn't get the hell out of my house. Then she started doing the love bombing over the internet because she wouldn't show up at my house. And then after a while, she started showing up at my house at like 3 in the morning, drunk off her ass after the bar and smelling of dick on her breath. Like, she got to sleep with a guy, then show up at my house wanting to stay with me. Every time I'm not at home at a certain time, leave the house without her or to see any of my friends, she threatens to call my parents and tell everyone that I've cheated, hit her, and sexually assaulted her. That's why you get the phone out. I've done absolutely none of this. This is her way of threatening me to get me to do what she wants to do. She's done it to isolate me from my friends, send her money, and do sexual things I don't want to. Let me guess, she wants to beat you during sex. Hey! Guess how I know what that was like. Okay, that one mine didn't do. But I've heard stories from other guys, because, you know, I go on Reddit, and this is where I get most of my coaching clients. I'm just going to put it on the table. Done absolutely none of this. This is her way of threatening me, blah, 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 blah. It genuinely hurts me so much seeing young men my ages going out drinking and having a good time, and I'm just sitting around the corner scared she's going to text my family. Yeah, just pack up all your shit and get the fuck out. Record her saying this, post it on the internet. This is what I would do. And yeah, go back to your family. And that's what I would tell him to do. Wow. Is it okay to feel sexually aroused at the sight of some naked people of the opposite sex? Is it natural to... Yes. It's literally a natural thing. This is literally something that is just... It's normal. This is why porn exists. It's normal to feel sexually aroused at seeing naked people. If you don't have that, well, you might have some bigger problems. I'm not even going to talk about that one. I purposely sabotage the only friendship I have. I'm not sure if this is a problem appropriate for the sub, but I just want to understand why I act this way. I can feel the pain here. Just to give background, I don't have any close friends, never hung out with anyone after school, so in order to get some social connection, I started going friends online. Past couple weeks, I've had around 3 friends online, and I purposely sabotage each and every single relationship. The most recent happening today, I'm not sure why I do this, but I believe it to be a mix of insecurity, jealousy, and hatred. Yeah! Like, when I did general life coaching, I've had a client that was similar to this. Wait a second. Okay, it's not him. For a moment, I thought there was a failure there. I did generalized life coaching during COVID, and I had a guy who talked about something similar to this. And yeah, that's basically it. And with generalized life coaching, you get them to figure out exactly what it is that they're doing. Like, why do you think this is? And they bring this up. And it's like, okay, so now we need to work on that. How do we work on that? It's better. They look better and I have actual social lives in real life. I feel as though I'm a loser begging for attention. I wish I was at the center of attention, that they all belong for me. Yeah, it's jealousy, it's envy, it's all the things. I wish I felt important and not invisible for once in my life. Sucks, bro. Usually the sabotaging begins when I become depressed. One minute I'm happy, the other minute I realize how ugly and short I look. Then I think if they saw me, and then me in real life, they'd treat me like I'm invisible like everyone else. And get angry and find some reason to be angry at me. Then I say mean stuff or ghost them. Damn. It's the insecurity. You're not secure because you've never had the security ever in your life. That's exactly what's going on here. The most recent friendship ended over something similar, not going to say what because it'll take too long, but let's just say I got angry and purposely made a big deal about it and forced myself to ruin my only friendship. I mean, God, you sound like such an unlikable asshole, but you are self-aware of it, so you can do something about this. You can figure out exactly what it is that you're working on here. You need to deal with this before it becomes a lifelong problem. Like, by the time you're 30, you're basically locked into this. I feel like a loser having online friends. It reminds me that I have no one in real life. Wow. I've been through that moment in my life. Edit, I want to add one more thing. Since these people have their own social lives and real friends, I left nothing in their life that would change much. If they left me, everything would change for me as I would have no one. I really hate this. Maybe it makes me feel vulnerable. That's exactly what it is, in my opinion. I'm not so sure. Now I'm actually looking for guidance, so instead of downvoting this post, like you guys would do for most posts on here, could I please actually receive help for once? This is a mental health sub, and it feels like you guys only accept a certain posts about the problems. Yeah. Only the things that are socially acceptable. This last post kind of unrelated to my post, but I hope you guys get what I'm saying. Yeah, it sucks, bro. You don't know how to move in the world. You don't know how to navigate the world at large. So what I would recommend to this guy is he starts writing down the list of things he wants to work on, and then for each topic that he wants to work on, like you start with the top 5, the biggest ones you think, and you start reverse engineering like how you're going to get there. You can do this particular method, the reverse engineer method, with basically anything in life. Like if you want to get stupid amounts of money, you can work for that. If you want to become more sociable, you can work from that. There's a lot of different things that you can do here. Ugh. You know, I'm just going to message him later on. Ha ha ha! Ah, my favorite sub. Constantly feeling pressured to be in a relationship. I'm trying to focus on myself and improve my life for the sake of it, but my lack of relationship experience often makes me stick out like a sore thumb in social situations. I feel like it's hard for others to relate to me. Felt. Coworkers, people I meet through hobbies, inevitably discuss their relationships and marriage, and I just have to either stay out of them because I have nothing to add, or just make up past relationships to not stand out too much. Not mention my family, pressure, get married ASAP. I hate to say this, but it feels as though I should be in a relationship the same way I feel like I should have a job. Just another title rather than actually pursuing genuine connection with somebody. Fucking felt. So, okay. First, you need to take inventory of where you're at in your life. This is what I would recommend. First, take inventory of where you're actually at in your life. Like, do you have the job? Do you have all the things that you believe would actually work for, having a relationship? Like all the things you need in place. Car, stable job, maybe your own place. I mean, like, there could be reasons why you still live with your parents. And if you're young, it's perfectly fine. And then you can work on the relationship part. Not saying you need to be the CEO before you actually start looking for a relationship. But it's good to have a decent nest egg of money. So how do you actually deal with, like, actually learning how to, have a relationship with other women? First, I can't tell you to not feel bothered by it, because you're going to feel bothered by it, no and or ifs or buts. That's just natural. So what you do, well, like I said before, you start learning exactly what your problems are when it comes to actually having a relationship. You write those down, and then you work back from that. What do you need to actually work on here? And a lot of the guys, they have no presence about them. They don't know how to be present in the moment whenever it comes to talking to women. That's the thing about women, is that they're very present. They're very present and they're very emotional. So whenever you actually sit there and you talk to women, they're going to feel something. And you want those feelings to be something good. So you have to figure out exactly what you do that makes things feel good. So, to give an example here, one of my gay friends, he's a guy named Brian. Guy gets hit on by women all the time. And he's not like a Giga Chad looking motherfucker. I recently just now found out he's a lawyer. Like, I've known this guy for like a year and a half, and I just now found out he's a lawyer. Well, he just never talked about our jobs, so, And women are incredibly comfortable around him. Women love him. If he wasn't married to a dude 10 years his senior, like, he would be drowning in women because of the presence he exudes. And the way I would describe him is he is the sweet cinnamon bun that must be protected. He is just like the most swell of dudes. So, because he makes women feel incredibly comfortable around him, he's able to get there. So you can have your relationships. And, like, I think the thing that this guy needs to do is he needs to go out and actually go out sarging. That's when you go out and you go talk to as many women as possible. With the intention of meeting them, getting to know them a little bit. And, well, instead of, doing the pickup thing and being a hoe afterwards, actually form a relationship with them. But there's a lot of other things he needs to learn how to look out for, and that's the thing I'm worried about with this case. Alright, let's see what else we got on incel exit. Potential friends with benefit. Ethical to pursue. You can learn a lot about women just by, going out and, just being around them. And being a friends with benefit with one, you get a lot of inside knowledge of them just by being around them while they're at their, well, what's the word I'm going to look for here? Lustiest. So yeah, it's a benefit. It's not exactly ethical, but you're going to learn a lot. How do I become less shallow? I've basically been a borderline incel for the past few years. Not the crackpot, regularly checking red pill content kind. But I've definitely shared a few of those beliefs. You cannot blame me for this. Oh, yeah, it's right here. I'm retarded. I'm aware of a lot of my faults. And for most of them, I recognize how to break and change those patterns. Some of them, I don't. One of them is being fairly scathing of the looks of women that I am interested in. Oh, damn. This is where we're going. Not that I've had any interest in women towards me, nor have I shown mine in any women, but just from a visual perspective, I only find conventionally attractive women attractive, and the rest are a big no-no. Oh! I see what's going on here. You want a trad wife. I'm kidding. But it's like, when it comes to like goths or liberals or anything like that, you're just a big no-no. You don't like that. You like a basic bitch. And I think I know exactly what this guy's problem is, and I'm going to talk about it here in a moment. It's pretty shitty in general, yeah. But it's an even bigger deal for me because I'm quite squarely in the conventionally unattractive territory owing to immutable physical features that I have. I swear to God, if this guy says that he's fat, then he just... Go to gym, bro. I'd like to change this part of me. Partly to become a better person. Good luck, guy. And I mean that. And partly to have a better chance with women, while I improve as a person to the point that some women might actually be interested in me. I've looked up some of the help on the internet, and most common advice is stop following IG models. Things I've never at any point in life been to follow the attractive women on IG or TikTok. My FYP is basically much all male, and I rarely watch porn. How do I change the patterns of my attraction? So, yeah, we have a lot of ideals of what makes someone beautiful. However, the issue here about finding women beautiful is that whenever you lock down into one set category of what you find beautiful, you won't see the beauty in other bits of them. Like, what does the soul have? Like, me, I'm well aware of a lot of red flags in women. Like, if I see a girl that has all the physical red flags of, you know, your typical Tinderella, or she's going to try and turn me into a communist sort of thing, feminist, communist, whatevers. I know how to look for those red flags. I mean, they're kind of blatant and obvious, but, you know. If she has a beautiful soul, though, where I can connect with her that way, that is more attractive to me than, you know, having a nice busty ass. That is more attractive to me, like connecting to them on, like, the soul level, than someone who is just, you know, really nice to look at but has a shitty personality. So, even though I've done the whole pickup game for 14 fucking years, the best sex I ever had was somebody that I felt like I genuinely had a connection to. And yeah. That's the thing, finding the genuine connection. Being less judgmental, learning how to do that, that's hard. Because you're going to wind up doing it, whether you like it or not. Here's the thing, you see the judgments, you understand that this is not the wholeness of the human being. It's just a component. This is the thing that I say whenever I talk about people being a whole package sort of deal. I could look at somebody, have 20 different judgments about them, and at the same time, I'm going to leave them open to prove me right or wrong on anything, because there's more to every human being than just these few things. So, let us continue. All right. I should just change the name to just free dating coaching. We are more frightened than hurt, and we might suffer more in imagination than reality. I don't even need to read this, but yes. I started therapy. Good for you, bro. Is calling out misogynistic behavior and recognizing women's struggles a bare minimum? I'm pretty sure this was a chick who was talking about this, because I looked at this the other day. I've been thinking and asking myself over the weekend, is simply not being sexist calling out misogynistic behavior when I see it and recognizing women's struggles enough, just the bare minimum? It feels like there's a certain feeling of avoiding responsibility in doing that. I feel like whenever I like it or not, I contribute to toxic masculinity just by being a male. You sound like a chick right now, my guy. This feeling buds the more I recognize my privilege. Okay. If these streams start doing incredibly well, I'm going to start, having a fucking coffee pot in here. I didn't make this post to get sympathy, but asked the question to women of this sub. Do you see calling out misogynistic behavior and recognizing women's struggle as a bare minimum? So there's a guy on Twitter that I talk to every now and then. I think the guy's name's like along the lines of like the mysterious misogynist. Or the masculine misogynist, something like that. I can't remember his name all that well, because I've only had like 4 conversations with a guy. But oftentimes you see a lot of guys act incredibly fucking misogynistic, and they use that as, that's their opener to get the woman's attention, because they'll show them a fucking horrible, horrible misogynistic side, and then they'll fucking like slam into the side of them of their heads, confusing the shit out of them by showing an incredibly sweet and caring side. And it's interesting to watch them do this, because when they do this, it sends their brain for a loop, and they start thinking about it, and then they wind up dating these women. And oftentimes guys, they're always going to have a little bit of misogyny to them. Especially if they're talking about male privilege. Like, a thing that I've noticed is that a lot of male feminists, they're either gay or they're just trying to get laid. Because the moment, like, they try to date a girl and they get told no, they turn into the biggest misogynists out there. But men and women are different. That's something that you can't really argue with. We are indeed different. We have different parts set. We have different levels of testosterone. We have different levels of estrogen. We have different ways of thinking, and when you're trying to fill yourself with a chick brain thought process like this, it's not going to work for you, man. It's not the thing that women find attractive. It's the masculine side of you, and the part that tends to get a little misogynistic, that actually attracts them to you. Being a little bitch and calling out misogynistic behavior, I mean, like, if it gets too much, I can understand that working. But when you're doing it with this idea of trying to be a male pick-me, it's not going to work for you, man. I think I messed up. Nah. I'll never understand dating. What the fuck is CW? To those who feel insecure about their body and financial status, there are way too many rules and not a lot of flexibility. Well, it says a lot to do with gender roles. Men have to be providers, but apparently women don't care for things like money. Well, I mean, that's a deep conversation right there that I can go on and on about. There's always this talk about the bare minimum. But I can't afford the bare minimum. I'm broke. And I only have a t-shirt business to keep myself afloat. That actually works in your favor, my guy. I applied to 2 jobs who haven't reached out to me because there are no vacancies. And they can't pay any more people to hire. You need to think about how you can work on that t-shirt business and make it better. That's what I would do. No money also means no hair care, no skincare products, no car, no house, no new clothes, apart from the t-shirts, of fucking course. No fragrances. I use cheap-ass bod. Never had a problem about me smelling like anything other than being a fuckboy. And ironically, that gets... Every time I've been told that I smell like a fuckboy, I wind up having sex with that person. Sorry, just remembering. On the more controversial stuff, I hate how everyone else ignores the obvious when it comes to gender dynamics. Okay, my guy. In my view, the black pill, I think he means pill, is just hyperbole of the truth. If you put an emphasis on the importance of height, for example, people tend to go frenzy when it's quite literally a tale as old as time. Height has always been one of the things that gets you in the door. It sets you apart from other men if you're super fucking tall. But then again, I can leverage my shortness by being set apart by making short jokes and, you know, I stand apart because I'm eye level. It's no secret that women who like men who go for men with more masculine features, yes. I don't even blame women for having these preferences. Good on you, man. My problem is with people who flat out deny the reality of those preferences. Like I said before, it's a full package deal. Actual academics have studied shit like sexual dimorphism, which has a huge role to play in this. All of this shit confuses me, and I don't know who or what to believe, and my autistic little brain can't grasp this shit up to now. It may seem as if opposition is correct, but the logic and data cannot be ignored. You are correct in this matter. Maybe I should give up on this daring shit. Maybe it isn't something for me to understand. Sorry if I seem a little aggressive in the post, by the way. Nah, my guy. You are exactly where I was when I started pickup. Now, I think the key for this guy is that he needs to not do what I did and spend 14 fucking years in it. I started pickup because I couldn't understand why I couldn't keep a relationship and why I got cheated on. But I started to learn more about women, and him talking about there's always a bare minimum. Yeah, there's a bare minimum here. And the bare minimum is, what do you bring to the table as a person? Personality, the presence you have, how you make them feel, these things don't cost anything. How you work to attain these things, that's where the monetary cost comes from. But you have your own t-shirt business. Yeah, it's not making you too much money, but guess what? That's already more than 99% of the population out there. You have the balls to make t-shirts. You don't need super amazing hair care or skincare products. I mean, I don't do any skincare products. My hair care products, Literally cheap shampoo. Literally. No car. I'm currently in that position. I'm currently working on getting a new car. Because I wrecked mine because I'm fucking Asian as fuck. No house. No new clothes. I need to update my wardrobe. But if you make a woman feel something, she'll sneak into your fucking house at 3 in the morning to try and not wake up your parents. Ask me how I know. Like me when I was dating the 23-year-old. And I was back living with my parents. My God. Yeah, my mom was super fucking mad whenever like I brought that girl down the stairway. It's like, oh my God, why you bring home slut? My mom really did not like that girl. All this shit confuses me. So, on the topic of the data that cannot be ignored, everything involving that data, this is the part that Black Pill gets wrong. These are components to a whole, and the things that you don't have, you need to change. The things that you cannot physically change, and this is the part that a lot of guys fuck up. If you're short, you can work out to get your more masculinity that way. And don't, unless you physically have some kind of like disease that keeps you from working out and getting jacked and juicy, then fucking you have no excuse. Join a boxing gym, do something like that, of that nature. It will help you. Violence beats height every fucking time. You started your own business. That works out well for you, my guy. So, I mean, now you need to work on your presence. Because, I mean, you are, like, on the cusp of being Black Pill or the cusp of being what I was. Stomach feeling weird. Okay. Let's go back here to male mental health. Random thoughts, weekly check-in, caregivers. Any new tools? I don't want to harm my girl. Whoa! Okay, I'm 19, been dating one for about 10 months. I adore my girlfriend, love her with all my heart. She loves me deeply and worries about me much more than I think is necessary. Diagnosed with derealization, depersonalization disorder at 12 and was in therapy till I was 15. Since that age, I cannot have gotten any professional help due to its low efficiency. I suspect having some form of depression. Also, I did not quite a deep research on psychiatry and medical conditions. Later, my physical health got lowered too. Rheumatoid arthritis. Oh. So now I live in constant pain. So I am afraid to cause her harm with my life. My mental state is getting worse and I can't afford therapy. I try to handle it as my girlfriend also has depression and is anxiety. And has been in therapy for a few years. I'm trying to discuss this rather than share botherings with her, but every time it turns into me comforting her and reassuring her that everything will be okay. And it was in no way her fault. After such conversations, I feel worse. I made her cry or worry. I think I need advice on what to do. I feel rotten and desperate. Damn. I want to light another cigarette thinking about this, but I know I shouldn't because I'm trying to lower the amount of smoking I do. Oh my God, look at this. Comforting and reassuring her that everything will be okay. All right. I think what you need here is inspiration to do better in your life. How you get about that, I don't know. That's up to you to find out. He needs to figure this out on his own. But You cannot help her if you cannot help yourself. So you need to work on yourself, and from that, you're going to be able to help her better. Like, get to the point where she's more worried that you're going to leave her because your life is getting better. Work on fixing yourself and making your life better, and just like everything about you, you know, better, so that you feel less depressed. So that you can work with your mental situation a lot better. Because you can't help her if you're not helping yourself. And I think this is literally one of those cases where you help her by helping yourself. Like, not just work on yourself first, but like if you work on yourself and make your life better and have less of these problems. I mean, they're always going to be there no matter what. And I think everyone's got a little bit of this, especially when they're depressed. Like, when you have medical depression, I mean, that is one hell of a thing. Like, I dated a girl like that. Like, I'm thoroughly convinced that if you can work on yourself and feel better about your life, you can tackle anything. And you would be able to help her just by helping yourself. And by doing that, if she watches you, you know, start, like, taking your shitty life and making it unfucked, that's gonna, like, wow her. And it's going to work well in your favor into, like, what kind of relationship you and her have. She's going to feel something different when she looks at you. If she sees you, you know, begin to rise from the ashes. Because right now, you both seem like you're a phoenix that is just fucked into the ground and just about ready to, you know, burst into flames. But you got to have that one push before you have that moment where you rise to the occasion. Ugh. It sounds way too much like a fucking Tony Robbins Herman. Self-improvement. Gonna do like 3 more of these before I go. I quit games by turning my life into one. I hate these fucking titles. I used to play game 4 to 6 hours a day, mostly strategy or RPGs. A man of taste. I told myself it was just for fun, but the truth, I was addicted to the feeling of the process without actually progressing. Felt. Like, this is why I like city builders. Dun dun dun. Leveling up a digital character felt better than facing my own reality. And then one night, I saw a post that said people will spend hours upgrading their GTA character. I never played GTA Online. Like, you can actually upgrade your character. And not their real life one. And that hurt me. I looked at my life like a game. And I wasn't trying it. But I had to play. I was losing badly. And yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Like, a lot of us are losing at life. I wasn't upgrading my body. I wasn't grinding for XP and focus. And I wasn't completing fake ones. I was completing fake ones. So I made my real-life character into the main character. Oh, damn. This is taking main character syndrome to the next fucking level. Except this is positive. Complete daily quest. Mind, body, identity. Earn XP for actions, things that actually matter. Track shrieks like sacred stats. Consult oracle. Journaling. Mythic guidance. What? Journaling I understand, but what the fuck is mythic guidance? I even created my new character, my heroic alter ego. You know, it sounds stupid, but if you know how to actually throw this in and you'll jump into this shit and do it as this guy's talking about, it's like, yeah. Because, like, in a virtual world, I mean, you have a set of rules. There are things you need to complete. If you want to do something, you just look up a guide. And I think the biggest problem with, like, comparing video games to real life is, like, in video games, you can get that shit in a couple hours. At max. Whatever it is that you're grinding for. Whereas in life, it takes a hell of a lot more time. Like, when you build a business in a video game, you can start within, like, 20 minutes or so. Before you start making money. Like, whenever I used to play RuneScape, go out, start, getting lobsters. And then sell them on the Grand Exchange. I made millions upon millions of dollars in fucking RuneScape by selling lobsters at less than the price that they were asked for. I literally believe that I am one of the main people who caused the prices of lobster in that game to go from like 100 gold pieces each to like 50 during that time period. Because I was just grinding them out all the time to make money so I can buy shit that I was going to wind up selling in 20 minutes in that game. It sounds insane, but that shift made everything click. I don't need the fake dopamine anymore. Good on you, my guy. My brain wants to win. Ooh. 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 Sorry, I got a baddie talking to me. I'll respond here in a moment. It helped me transform my life by beginning my new old baggage, blah, blah, blah. It sounds insane, but that shift made everything click. I don't need fake dopamine anymore. My brain wants to win real battles now. And I've never been more focused, disciplined, or dangerous. I mean, this sounds like something you'd hear from some fucking life coaching seminar bullshit. But this is the real deal here. The guy took the lessons he learned from gaming, and he unfucked himself. You know, I should just do another video on just this itself. And that's the thing here. The guy took the rules, and he unfucked his life for it. You know what? I am. I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to break this shit down. Okay. Let's go back to Reddit here. What the fuck? It's on the bookmarks, you fucking retard. Really hope I don't get pinged for that. 30-year-old. Feel like a failure. Just give up. Hear me out. First off, ignore every single comment post that says, but I did this at X age. It's anecdotal. It doesn't apply to your variables. True. Now let's look at this logically. At your age, with your problems as I'm broke, no job, no social skills, you probably spent this many years trying to attain the things you want, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. The result is the same. Now you spent Z units of energy. And return has been a negative. Less enjoyment, less self-respect, lower equality. Blah, 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 blah. Obviously, where you've gone. You're not dumb, you know this. So be a better friend to yourself. Let go of the I need this, 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 and this. That belief has been bleeding you dry. Pick up hobbies, hitchhike, enjoy the world. I agree and disagree at the same time. Okay. Obviously, where you've already gone, you're not dumb, you know this. Be a better friend to yourself. That's another thing. If you sit there and treat yourself like shit, you're going to get shit in the world. Let go of the I need X, Y, and Z. I disagree. If you know what you need, and you positively work towards those things, you won't go far from your mark. Bleeding you dry depends on how you're going about it. Work smarter, not harder. Pick up hobbies, hitchhike, enjoy the world. I mean, I agree. So, I see where this guy is coming from. Where he's saying, just let go, enjoy the world. That which does not truly matter, allow it to slide. And so, we see this, and it's just like, yeah. If your life is fucked, unfuck it. But at the same time, you need to learn how to enjoy the world. We've already missed out on so much. Don't miss out on the upside of failure. Freedom. So along with this, it's like, yeah, you're going to fuck up at some point in your life, and life gets a hell of a lot better if you can let certain things slide. A lot of the times, like, I failed at a few things. Like, you see the 3D printers I got here? I tried to start a business that involved these 3D printers. And, well, that business failed. Now I'm not trying to spend stupid amounts of money on 3D printers and 3D printer parts. Also, the Voron's for sale, by the way. And so are the two Prussias I got over here. So, yeah. There's a lot going on here. I had that happen to me. I fucking walked away, and I feel much better for it. And I'm going back to something I enjoyed a little bit more. Which is, I actually enjoy doing the coaching thing. Talking about relationships and self-game, yeah, I love that. I actually enjoy that because it's like I've been on the negative side of all of this, and, you know, I just had, you know, the poopy butthole face for a while. So it's a case like that. But I understand where he's trying to come from. Let that which does not slide, that which does not serve you, just slide. That which truly does not matter, slide. Fuck. I'm sorry, my blood is rushing down below because I'm about to get my dick sucked. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta get dressed because I'm about to get my balls drained. Have a good one.